What up, Bulls Nation? We've got a live CHGO Bulls podcast coming up right now. On today's show, plus minus recent trends we like and some we don't with our beloved Chicago Bulls. Plus, big tanking schedule for the Bulls on deck this week. We're playing Charlotte. We're playing Milwaukee. We're playing Portland. How about that Portland game? So with that in mind, and also the fact that the Bulls are on a 9-game losing streak, let's talk about Tankathon Power Rankings. Can the Bulls move up from where they are right now in 9th to increase their odds on draft lottery night? We'll talk about that next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to the CHGO Bulls podcast. Coming to you live from our CHGO Xfinity Loft here in downtown Chicago. CHGO Bulls presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app with code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Thanks for being here, Bulls Nation. Hit that like button if you're hanging out with us on YouTube. It's free. Spreads joy. Yeah. Gets Tankathon spins.
Yeah.
I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's my guy, Big Dave. Bam! BAWL Sports. That's my guy, Will Gottlieb. Will_Gottlieb. Our guy, king of the controls, the one and only Joey C. What up, Joey?
Happy Monday, gentlemen. I got to tell you, it's just good to see Goat.
It's good to see Goat, right?
In the studio. It's been a while.
Man.
The stranger is back.
It is, man.
But we're only, halfway through this homestand right now?
Yeah, so you must return.
I don't even think we've made it halfway. It's 7 games,
7 games, and we're 3 games in.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's nice to see your smiling face around here.
But it is nice to be back. It is nice to be back.
Good to have
always good to have you back.
Yes,
shout out to Believer in the chat who said, greetings, everyone. I come in peace and with a like. That's the best way to come in.
Yeah.
In peace
You get that.
and with a like.
Yeah.
Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Doing great.
Did you not see us get back-to-back #1 selections on the Tankathon spins on the post game?
I did not, but I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, that happened.
Tankathon.com
I thought you were
has
going
been
to start
treating
flexing about
Bulls
your
Nation very
plans
kindly.
tomorrow afternoon and this weekend.
Say it again, please.
I thought you were going to start flexing about your plans tomorrow afternoon and this weekend.
No, you know that's not my style, man, to do those things. So it's not my thing. It's not my style. After it's done, then the flexing shall begin.
You're not gonna tease it?
Big wrestling stuff happening because I'm a wrestling person, as y'all know. CHGO Wrestling tomorrow. Jade Cargill, WWE Women's Champion, in studio doing an interview with her. Wednesday, Cody Rhodes at the United Center,
Homelander.
sitting down with Homelander, as Matt likes to call him,
yeah,
which is brilliant, by the way. But
what a book!
Oh my God, yeah, talking to him, and on Saturday, going to the Elimination Chamber, myself and Greg Boyson as members of the press.
And that's happening at the Madhouse, right?
It is.
Cool.
Right at the United Center. Needs to be used for something.
Speaking of fun things coming up on the calendar, y'all come hang out with us this Thursday, the 26th. Bulls in action again at home, taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. Big game, big implications. We will be at the Standard Bar in Wicker Park doing one of our Michelob Ultra Pop-A-Shot hangouts.
Yeah.
Come. Get some shots up on the Pop-A-Shot.
Goat.
Take down the GOAT if you dare.
If you dare.
But if you have the best Pop-A-Shot score, you can score yourself 4 free tickets to Bulls Suns on April 5th, I believe. Mm-hmm. Or just come hang out with us either way. Maybe get a bite, maybe have a drink, maybe talk some Bulls.
Yeah.
That's this Thursday, the 26th. Starting at 6 p.m., we will be at the Standard in Wicker Park. Come on by. No need for a ticket, no need to RSVP. Just show up. Mm-hmm. Come hang out with your fellow Bulls fans.
Joey C, you going?
You know it, man.
Joey C is going to be in the building, too.
I would refuse to attend if Joey didn't go.
Put his foot down.
Yeah, that's right.
Christopoulos not there. Matt Peck ain't there, baby.
That's right.
That's how that go.
Hey, Julia.
The fate of the universe.
All right, so, gentlemen, should we get to some plus-minus?
Sure.
To talk about some things that are great and some things that are not so great recently in this stretch of Bulls games. I mean, we're going to have to dig. They are on a 9-game losing streak.
Do you think?
But I'll kick us off with somebody that I was just very happy to see back after a long absence, and I feel like he's played well off the bench in this first handful of games coming back from injury and from the All-Star break, and that's Tre Jones. Mm-hmm. Dave, you've essentially replaced DeMar DeRozan and renamed Tre Jones as this team's healing salve.
Yes, correct.
Whenever the offense, especially in the half court, is in a rut,
yes,
we've seen them have a lot of turnover problems in this last handful of games. Tre Jones and his trademark Big Dave point guardsmanship just like is the salve that this team has needed in a lot of ways over this last handful of games when you got so many new pieces, so many moving parts with Billy's rotation, guys that are hurt, guys that arrived in a trade last Tuesday. Tre Jones just seems to balance and deep breath a lot of those factors.
Yeah, King Woosa is what Tre Jones has been for the Bulls when things are just getting chaotic. Chaotic and sporadic. Tre Jones is the one that comes in, kind of settles every single thing down. You saw it again yesterday in that game for them, man. So it's good, especially for guys who are new on the team, to have somebody that can be that calming kind of influence for them. And he does it on both ends of the floor. And he's going to continue to do it on both ends of the floor, man. Like, I can't say enough about him, man. Like you said, the point guardsmanship is off the charts with Tre Jones. So your plus, I absolutely agree with, man. It's super consistent.
And you can see he's been a little bit overtasked. Like, he's turning it over a little bit more. He's, like, struggling to get into the paint because he needs to be that guy now, just without a lot of the talent that used to be on this team. And even Anthony Simons being out, Colin Sexton not playing quite as much. There's just a lot on his plate right now, and you're seeing kind of the limits of his game. But even within that, he's just been so steady and just doing what he does, which is come to the game with great energy and with great calm, to your point, Dave. He's just so stable, and it's like this team is chaotic right now, and they really need him.
And I'll be curious to see as we move through this schedule, and hopefully Simon's injury isn't long term. We'll see with Jaden Ivey, but as far as this guard rotation, you got 6 of them now.
Yeah.
They've been keeping Josh Giddey and Tre Jones's minutes, under wraps a little bit as they've both come back from these hamstring strains that they were dealing with. I'm curious with Billy, who we know loves Tre Jones and trusts Tre Jones, what are his minutes going to look like? Well, you also hope to see real minutes for a young guy like Rob Dillingham getting an opportunity.
Correct.
But, will Tre Jones still only be playing somewhere like 15 to 20 minutes off the bench? Or if Billy's trying to win these games, will we see those minutes tick up a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because he loves Tre Jones. Like, he loves playing him, and with good reason, you know. And, it's hard. I'm sure this is hard for Billy, man, because it just offends his basketball sensibilities to see just not good basketball happening on the floor. So he wants to put the right guys out there all the time. And Tre Jones always is doing the right thing on the floor. Like, how could you not at least have him out there? I get it. I get it.
And then so for my minus of recent trends, I couldn't pick anything other than what's going on with Jaden Ivey right now.
Okay.
Obviously we know that he had a big injury that he dealt with in Detroit, a guy who came in as a high lottery pick with lots of hype because of his body of work at Purdue. The Bulls clearly just kind of taking a flyer on him, trading away another expiring contract, and Kevin Huerter, that was like the first domino of AK's flurry of moves trade deadline week. We were all wondering after the DNP coach's decision, what was that, last Thursday?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Then we hear, okay, he's going to be reevaluated in a couple of weeks with what the team is calling knee soreness. Nothing more specific than that. Goat, I don't know if you could talk me off the ledge of somebody who briefly had some, not even high hopes, just some level of optimism on taking a flyer on Jaden Ivey, who is, again, a restricted free agent. So one of the factors the Bulls could maybe control a bit more or have some leverage in regarding all these guys that they brought in via midseason trades coming into the offseason. I'm just worried that he just might be done.
I think it's a fair concern to have. I mean, we saw him the first couple of games, and he just didn't look great. He didn't look explosive. And, I think it's one thing for us to be sitting here and saying that, but for Billy Donovan to come out and say, like, he just didn't look like he had the explosiveness that he once had, it reinforces that idea. And, I don't know how they can really solve this problem. I was just looking at the injury report for tomorrow's game. He is out. He's obviously got the 2-week reevaluation period, but it's left patellofemoral pain syndrome. And I don't really know how they solve that. We did talk to JB Bickerstaff, the Pistons head coach, before that game, and he said the team was kind of operating under the belief that he would get back to full health and full explosion. Billy said the same thing about Jaden, just from their perspective of looking at him in the medical after the trade happened. But I think what's Billy's explained is that there's a lot of weakness in the muscles surrounding his knee. And when you have weakness, that's when you have pain. And when you have pain and weakness, you don't have that same burst. And it's just not been there. But it's not even that, like, we just didn't really see it at all. Yeah. And so that was the concerning part, is like, if he does some quad and hamstring strengthening, is that going to just make him go from like what we saw to like the explosive athlete that we saw at Purdue? That's just too big of a gap for me to believe in right now. But I also think that it takes a year, maybe two, sometimes to come back from the scope. And we saw this with Zach LaVine a couple of years ago, where he just didn't look right that whole year. And then he came back the next year and looked a lot more like himself. We don't know how long it takes a guy to come back from a broken fibula. I mean, that's like a huge catastrophic injury. So I still have some belief that he'll be able to get back to it. I don't think it'll be this year, but I do think that it's not a guarantee. And that's what the Bulls have to weigh right now, is what does he look like? How is he attacking this sort of rehab and strengthening period? And is this somebody that they want to invest in long-term, knowing that there is that risk?
Okay, our in-house optimist, Big Dave. What are you, 2 cents on Ivy and what's going on?
Hey, bro. Look, you know I'm optimistic, but I'm also very honest.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I had this rant already about Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
And how upset I was at how it's been handled.
Yeah.
Injuries happen, those things occur, but how it's been handled has been my complete issue. I'm more worried about him mentally than anything else. When you start hearing players say certain things, it just makes you wonder about them in general. So I was just on that level with Jaden Ivey, man. Like, I just didn't like the way he was, you know, wording certain things. So I hope that he's doing well mentally. Like, that's where I'm at, number one. Number two, I think he'll play again. Obviously, it's soreness that we're talking about, but I understand why you would feel down about that. Going through that injury that he went through is devastating, honestly. It robbed him of something that he has had his entire career that has allowed him to get to the point of where he is in the NBA. So when that's snatched from you and taken from you, you start questioning certain things, man, and you lean on certain things. He's leaning on his faith. But you lean on certain things, and I just want him to be all right. So it's a step process. We saw it with Lonzo, and I told you, man, we said this all the time. We were like, well, can he walk first? Can we start there? Like, can he walk first? Were we talking about him running and getting back on the floor?
Remember the stairs conversation?
Yeah, bro, right.
Oh, Lord.
Like, seriously.
God.
This is where – so I'm taking it from there. That's exactly where I'm starting from with him, man. Like, mentally, is he straight? Okay, cool. All right, can you walk? Is that fine? Okay, cool. Run. Okay, great. Workout. Okay, great. Like, it's a process for me going through that with that young man, bro. And to be so young and to deal with something like this, it's tough for him to deal those kind of things.
Yeah, it's hard to, like, kind of – you can't get inside the mind of the player, right?
Yeah.
But when he starts referring to himself as the past tense of the old Jaden Ivey, like, that's never a good thing.
Yeah.
Unless he's also – grieving and being at peace with the player that he was and understanding that moving forward he's going to have to refine different skills in his game, and he's not going to be able to play above the rim anymore. I guess as a Bulls fan, and maybe this is also a larger issue about the NBA, is it does get a little confusing that if this dude has this issue right now, why the hell is he dressed on the bench, and why is Wes Unseld Jr. saying we didn't play him for basketball reasons, other than the Bulls are trying to do what they can the rest of this season to put themselves in a position for the offseason, and they didn't want to reveal an injury maybe one way or the other. Either way, it kind of comes off as bad process, but again, there could be more of a complication to that than maybe is leading on, depending on where the Bulls
That's why I was talking about the
stand.
mental aspect of it, because you saw how he was before that game.
Yeah.
He didn't even have the warm-up jacket on. He's out there ready. His energy was high, and then by that fourth quarter, he's just slouching in the chair.
Yeah.
Just nothing there, man.
And, you know, Goat and his fellow beat members talking to him in the locker room postgame, and he made note of the fact that I think this is the first DNP of my life.
Of your life.
When I was ready to go.
Come on, man.
And maybe he has a different opinion, like I'm sure plenty of athletes who think that they're healthy enough to play and want to play, especially somebody in his situation who's on a last year of his contract, prove-it situation, and the team that drafted him with a very high, draft pick just traded him away. Said you're somebody else's problem now.
Yeah.
He has a lot to play for and a lot to prove. So of course he wants to try and convince everybody, Bulls medical staff at all, that he's healthy enough to be out there.
Right. Exactly.
I think the issue was that he was healthy enough to be out there, but I also think at the same point he was dealing with some pain that I don't think he was necessarily bringing up.
Right.
And then once it started coming up, that's when the team started to take it more seriously. But that was a decision made by the coaching staff. So those are two separate things. But I just don't
Correct.
think what they saw him looking like was what they felt like would give them the best chance to win,
It's
and that's what they were trying to do.
It's like in D2 when Evan Banks broke his wrist and he was trying to play through it
and you
anyway.
can't rotate.
Because he was trying to bring home the goal for Team USA, but then Coach Bombay was like, rotate your hockey stick, and he couldn't do it. And he was like, you're hurt. Why didn't you tell me you were hurt? Lessons taught to you by Disney. We got to knock out our first ad break. We'll come back on the other side, dive into plus minuses from these gentlemen, and then we will start talking about the Bulls' big tank schedule on deck. Hit the like button. It's free. BRB.
D2.
CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Bet365. And right now, new customers, when they download the Bet365 app with code CHGO365 at sign up and place your first $5 bet on anything, basketball, hockey, college basketball, whatever you want. Win or lose that $5 bet, doesn't matter. You're going to get $200 in bonus bets when that bet closes. $200 just for making a $5 bet. And you can use those bonus bet dollars on just about everything. Spreads, totals, player props, futures, like who's winning NBA season-long awards, and more. Plus, don't forget to check out their NBA Tip-Off Tuesdays. That's tomorrow. Pay attention. Place a qualifying same-game parlay bet with the safety net bet feature on Tuesday NBA slate of games and get up to $10 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Don't forget that promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to get old. It's a thing. Don't be offended. It happens to everyone. That is the point of living, is to get old. It's cool. It's awesome. I promise you, you get more relaxed and more chill. Or you just, as my man Matt does, drink a ton of coffee, or scoop your coffee into your mouth. But you still get old doing it.
Sure do.
That's right. Old National Bank, that's what you need, ladies and gentlemen, because at Old National Bank, they believe every play matters. From everyday checking to long-term planning and commercial banking, their team is here to build momentum and to help you move the ball forward. That's a first down, Caleb Williams, man. From a simple task to bigger financial moments, you can count on them to coordinate your needs with steady, knowledgeable guidance that brings clarity and confidence to each and every step of your financial journey. It's a partnership designed to help you feel supported, not just today, but well into that future, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and get with Old National Bank. Old National Bank, member FDIC, where relationships and results matter. You're correct.
What's going on, Bulls Nation? CHGO Bulls rolls along here on Monday afternoon. Thanks for being here. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. Peck, Big Dave, go. Our guy Joey C on the controls. All right, Big Dave, plus minus. What do you got?
I am going with Rob Dillingham for my plus.
Okay, I like it. Sell it to me.
Oh, with pleasure. It has nothing to do with the points or assists and all those things. That stuff will come. I love the fact that he truly has no fear. He does not care. He is on to the next play. There was a play where that young man, wide open, went up for a dunk and blew it. Blew the dunk. And it did not deter him at all on the next play because he went right back to the basket and scored on the layup again. Like, I love his mindset and how he approaches the game, man. Like, he really has a no-fear attitude. Like, the mistakes he looks at as lessons, which is what you should do in life in general. But he doesn't look on them as failures. Like, oh, man, I blew a dunk. Oh, it messes up everything. Nope. It happened that, okay, mistake, got it, cool. I know what to do next time. It doesn't, prohibit him or stop him from continuing on to, try to learn and get better. And I like that about him very, very much. I like that kind of stuff on my team, and especially in my point guard. Mm-hmm. He made some great point guard plays out there on the floor. Still very raw, still a work in progress. He still has a lot of stuff he has to deal with and grow. But if you have that part of your mental right, then you've already got half the battle, in my opinion, because all that other stuff will come. The more you get better, the more you kind of practice at it. And Joey C., you had something you wanted to play from Billy Donovan talking about Rob Dillingham. We want to get to from my main man, Joey C.
He is going to have to learn, I always say this, what gets you here doesn't keep you here, and what gets you here doesn't necessarily take you to a next step. As the talent gap shrinks, you have to make adjustments and changes. And I think for him, he's so explosive and so fast with the ball that probably for most of his career, nobody could keep him in front. He He probably got to the rim anytime he wanted to, and he could use his athleticism and his jumping ability to go finish. And now all of a sudden, he can't do that all the time right now. But what he can do at an elite level is get to the lane. But he's got to make decisions when he gets there. Even like last night, he got some shots blocked at the rim where if he just takes one more dribble, it's a corner three. One more dribble, it's an open shot. And I've got to help him through that. Julie and I were talking about this yesterday. It's this balance where you don't want to take away a guy's aggressiveness by just like yanking him. But the things that upset me, and I told him this tonight, like there was a loose ball in front of him that was a key play that he needs to come up with that he didn't come up with. There was a play in transition as a point guard. He's throwing the ball back behind him on the break. You can't do that. These are things I think he's going to have to learn. And like, he's really gifted and talented. He's got great speed. He hasn't gotten a chance to play a lot in Minnesota. I do agree he puts it down too much. He's got to be able to make quick, explosive, decisive decisions. And, probably most of his career, he puts it in his hands, and eventually he's going to get by him, and eventually he's going to get to the rim. But I do agree this is going to be the evolution for him as a player, because with his size, there's certain things he can't do at the basket. But what he can do by getting there is make everyone else around him better, and that's what we got to try to work with him without taking away the aggressiveness.
I love that. Like 100% love that from Billy Donovan. And that plays into the point where, I love how he said he's used to being that guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, this used to work all the time. Oh, that explosiveness works. I can do this kind of thing. In the NBA, everybody's got that. And so now what do you do? But this is what I'm talking about. I think he gets that and understands that and doesn't have a fear of the failure of him, finding out the hard way. Because I like finding stuff out the hard way. Like, I want to touch the fire. Like, I want to feel, where the wires are all out the wall and say, oh, man, will this shock me? Oh, it will. Okay, I won't do it anymore. Because that's how I learn. And I feel like that's what he's doing when I watch him on the floor make these turnovers and, not get back on defense on time, or not doing what Billy said, like stepping out and taking that three or getting that extra dribble and things like that. That's stuff that comes with continuing to do it and continuing to play the game. So I like how he approaches the game, and I like what Billy said too. So I think the approach is correct for Rob Dillingham, and when that is correct, I really feel like everything else kind of falls into place.
I feel like this was one of the better answers that we've gotten from Billy recently, but like this is why I think I've defended Billy a little bit more than most people, because he does know what he's talking about.
He does, yeah.
And he does know how to handle these guys. And I think that like the rules aren't always fair for everybody. Like I think he is harder on some players than he is on others. I don't know if that comes from like a sense of more belief in one guy than the other. I don't know where that comes from, but like he knows how to do this. And I think he is a good player development coach. I think sometimes guys just don't develop, and like, but that doesn't mean that Billy hasn't done what he can to do that. So I don't know if Rob Dillingham is going to break out or turn into a star player or whatever it may be, but I think that he's in good hands with Billy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think Billy's not the type of coach that will just let the young guys go out there and run around like chickens with their heads cut off and lose every game in front of him. That's not who he is, but I think you can do both things. And that's kind of where I went with my plus minus, so I can save that. But I just think it's answers like these, and we don't always get them, but this is why I have felt a little bit more defensive of Billy at times, because I do really trust his approach to player development, to managing the game, to managing these people. Like I'm not going to sit here and say he's like the best tactician in the league. I don't know that he knows X's and O's better than Eric Spoelstra or whoever else, but I really believe in his ability to manage these people and help them grow. And that, I think that was a great answer in terms of showing that.
Yeah, I feel you.
It was, but I will understand any Bulls fan who doesn't allow that to,
sway,
set at ease or sway some of the question they have about Billy and just the staff at large when it comes to developing young talent and doing so the right way. But big homie in the chat saying Rob Dillingham baller, also saying that Billy knows what he's talking about. Shout out to, hey, it's our pal Guilty of Bulls HQ. Also check him out on Bulls on Tap.
Shout out.
Great member of the community. Saying preach, Big Dave, preach. Learning through trial and error. Mistakes are our greatest teachers.
And there's a bouncer. He was kind of alluding to that. Is like, how do you get him to operate a little bit more within the box of what they're trying to get him to do without taking away that aggressiveness? And that's a real challenge. I think for some guys, it's like you have to be treated a certain way. You have to be put into a certain situation. Some guys, it doesn't work that way. And I think with Dillingham coming in and saying like he needs to get his spark back, he needs to like find his confidence, it's been a different approach than it would be for a guy like Modest. But I've also seen him really have success with guys like Io and Kobe, and also seen him not have success. But I don't like with Dalen and Julian and some of the other young players that they brought in. I don't know that you necessarily put all those outcomes on the player or on the coach. I think you put those outcomes on the person or the player.
Yeah, I feel that.
Do we get your minus yet, Big Dave?
Minus.
This was mine last time.
Yeah. My turn. Modest Buzelis. So this is why it's a minus. And it came from a conversation I was having last night. Shout out to my guy Dre. He was talking about obviously mid-range because it's all I've been talking about. Is his mid-range shot. And he was talking about, well, he's not taking them because, his handle ain't there yet. He's got to get his handle tighter. For me, it's not that. When I yell and scream on here about Modest taking mid-range shots, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with when it's available to him, he still does not do it. So when he does make the move, when he clears the space and he's got the wide open look, he will not take the shot. He hesitates. He looks around. He'll pass it. He'll do something else, and immediately it becomes a negative play for the Chicago Bulls. Immediately it becomes that because it turns into either a turnover or it turns into a bad shot from someone else because the rhythm isn't there anymore. I just want him to take the shot. The handle's right. Those ain't there yet. We get that. Him getting that DeMar DeRozan-esque kind of thing where he can get that to – it's not there yet, all right? He needs to work on that stuff. But when he actually does it and creates the space and he knows that's the right thing to do is to take that shot, I need him just to take the damn shot. That's all I want him to do, okay? And again, it feels like I'm talking about mentality a lot with these plus minuses with everyone. But I need his mentality to be that right there. And it was that.
Right.
I've seen it be that.
And now,
it was there last year.
What we're seeing is you see him have a split-second impulse of, hey, I'm open, I can shoot this.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't.
And then he doesn't. It doesn't happen on three-point shots.
No.
He knows how to get those off. It doesn't happen when he's going to the bucket. He knows how to get those off. But when that mid-range thing comes to his face and he does that, throws off every single thing that is happening within that play. Every single time. Just go watch it. You'll see it.
And he's even getting off threes that I would not call in-rhythm threes.
Yeah.
We saw him take one last night that I was like, yo, Modest, that shot was not in rhythm at all.
Yeah.
Those, for whatever, because it's a three, he feels like he has the green light from Billy.
Yeah.
If it's inside the arc, he's going to be put in timeout for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Like that's, again, we're weighing the pros and cons of what Billy can do well with young talent as a teacher and a coach.
Yeah.
There's some stuff there that you can like, and I think some of that stuff is still very fair to be worried about.
That's all. I just want him to take the shot and feel that he's comfortable to actually do that and not worry about the consequence of it either. Like I told you about Dillingham, he's not worried about the consequence of it. He's just going ahead and making the mistake. I need him to do that, bro. Fine. Airball it, great. Throw it into the crowd, wonderful. I don't care. I need you to go get used to the actual rhythm of that, man. This is year 2. This ain't year 5. This is year 2. You're still growing. You're still building for this young man, dog. So I just need that comfort level back that I've seen him have previously.
All right, go. What do we got?
For the plus, it's
Give it to
just a big one word.
What's the
One
word?
syllable.
T
tank.
stands for tank. Today's letter is T, kids.
I think I was a little concerned that they were going to play some of the veterans on the team and at the expense of some of the younger players, and that they might put themselves in a position where they're probably going to win some games that they shouldn't.
9-0.
I don't know. Like, I think there's still a risk of that, but I just think that they're not as good as I even thought they were, and so they're not going to win as many games as I was worried about them winning.
You were so worried, Ghost.
Well, because I still think the approach is like we don't want to appear as though we are trying to lose games.
Right, they're
we
very
wanna
afraid
play
of a
our
fine.
But I think that with Jalen, with Simons, like these guys are going to probably take their time with their injuries. That's the right approach for this. I still think that there's more they could do to like really lean more into it, but I don't think they want to cross the line into like unethical, do whatever you can to lose games tank, which I don't think they're doing. Right. But I still think the result for at least for now is good enough. So that was my plus.
Fair.
And then my minus is like just the watchability. I mean, this team has not
Things go hand in hand, don't they?
Are you not entertained, Goat?
No.
Is this not why you are here?
Like, I get why front offices and coaching staffs are very resistant to wanting to do this because they're watching it every day. They're living it every day. And even just watching the games from here or from like the United States, like we're not sitting in on the practices. We're not the ones that are coming up with the game plans or watching the tape over and over again to come up with the next game plan. It's hard to watch this. And like with the mid-range stuff, even like I know those shots are making Billy cringe. Like they're for whoever's taking them. And I think that it's just a hard thing to deal with, and I hope that they can pull themselves out of this quickly because I don't think anybody wants to like sit through a 3-4 year rebuild. But it's just a matter of can you get the talent in the door, and are they doing everything that they need to do, and do we trust the people who are making those decisions to be able to pull themselves out of it? So if that happens, then I think it can be quick. If it doesn't, then I think you're kind of in a situation where it's like, when are you going to get lucky? And that's where things can start to get bad. And with the watchability being what it has been, I think that's where you can start to feel a little concerned or queasy in the stomach.
Ooh, right there.
I mean, watchability as far as quality basketball, yes. But I will tell you, I have been entertained in a variety of ways in this 9-game losing streak.
Yeah.
You can be entertained by bad basketball sometimes, too.
Oh, man.
We got to knock out another ad break. We'll come back and dive into the Bulls' upcoming schedule and talk about whether or not they can make some moves in those draft lottery standings. Hit the like button if you haven't done it yet. It's free. Spread the joy. We'll be right back.
Game day men's health. Fellas, you woke up today, you said, That's how you woke up and walked out of bed, walked to the bathroom. It took you a little while to get there, didn't it? Then you tried to get your day started, but you had to sit on the edge of the bed first when you got your day started to pump yourself up in your head and say, oh, man, I need to get on out of here and do something. He laughs because he knows. Game day men's health is what you need, ladies and gentlemen, so you don't get off to those sluggish starts to your day. Very quick and easy process. You'll be in and out. Extremely high success rate, that personal care from family and local owned clinics. They got it all, man. There's testosterone, vitamin supplements, weight loss, hair loss treatments, stuff for the outside and the inside of your awesome body. So start your best life and do it with Game Day Men's Health. Locations in Skokie, Naperville, Libertyville, and more, or scan that QR code to find one closest to you. Go to Game Day CHGO to find locations closest to you.
CHGO Bulls also brought to you by Four Seasons. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Winter is here. It's still here. It didn't go away.
No.
Went in the closet for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
It's back.
Right here.
It's cold.
It's chilly.
That means it's time to get your scheduled furnace tune-up with Four Seasons. Maybe you're thinking about a whole new home generator. They've got you covered there, too. At Four Seasons, they guarantee same-day installation for all heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or even holidays.
Celebrate.
Save up to $4,000 on furnaces and covered systems with Four Seasons. Furnaces starting at just $39 a month. Furnace AC combos. $57 a month.
Nice.
Call today and save $50 from your trusted local experts. Four Seasons, your heatingcooling.com for all other special offers and money-saving coupons. That's Four Seasons heatingcooling.com.
Tickling those ivories. Still too many.
CHGO Bulls, shout out to everybody hanging out with us in that chat. If you weren't here right at the top of the show, just another quick reminder. This coming Thursday, February 26th, Bulls Blazers, we will be at the where are we going to be?
Standard.
That's right.
On the Milwaukee.
Standard on Milwaukee in Wicker Park at 6 p.m. Hanging out, talking Bulls, doing some pop shots, giving away free Bulls tickets. Come hang out.
4.
Yeah,
4 of them things.
it's free. Just show up.
4 free tickets. You can win them. Pop that shot. Walk away. 4 free Bulls tickets. Awesome.
And actually, so what was it? Pistons was Saturday, right?
Pistons Saturday.
The winner of our previous Pop Shot hangout was at that game.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
For free.
For free.
Which is the right price to pay for Bulls tickets these days, y'all. $0. Suck it, Jerry. All right. With that, let us move to the news of the Bulls' upcoming schedule this week. We play Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. That seems kind of like a nice little break after that crazy stretch.
Pretty crazy.
They played like 5 and 7 nights or whatever the heck that was.
Pretty nice.
But very interesting teams on deck.
Okay.
We play the Hornets tomorrow. The 27 and 31 have now leapfrogged the Bulls in the Eastern Conference and are holding the 10th seed.
Congratulations.
Which is something that used to be Jerry's prize.
Yes.
But like they're a good, exciting young team. Con Knipple's playing well. LaMelo Ball just went off and hit like 10 of 15 from downtown last night in their win over the Zards.
Right.
Then you got the Blazers, who are at 28 and 30, coming to town on Thursday.
Playoff tank game.
Huge implications in that one as well. Not only because that team is a handful of wins above the Bulls, but they're also fighting like heck to try to get to the play-in tournament out west to maybe make the playoffs. And if they do make the playoffs, their first-round pick is coming to Chicago. So everybody in Chicago are Blazers fans. I don't know if every Bulls fan will be a Blazers fan for that particular contest.
That's fair.
It's and no shade if you aren't. And then Sunday, wrapping up the week, you got the Bucks, 24 and 31, same number of wins as the Bulls, a couple of fewer losses because they have played a handful of fewer games. What are the Bucks going to do? Is Giannis going to come back at some point? Are they going to try and make some kind of last-ditch run this season to try to convince him to stay? Is it just a matter of time? And they didn't trade him at the deadline, but they're going to trade him this offseason. So many questions surrounding that Bucks team, but a team that could end up ahead of the Bulls in those East standings if the Bucks want to.
Yeah.
So that's 3 big draft lottery standing implication games all in a row this week. Dave, like, how are you feeling about this schedule we have on deck?
I mean, well, I love the Hornets. Been talking about them since they got Con.
Fun young team.
So I think that they'll beat the Bulls.
And that's, on the heels of, what do they have, a 10-game winning streak?
Yeah, and that was like even before like LaMelo started doing like this kind of LaMelo stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so if he gets acclimated and back into it, oh man, that's a problem. So yeah, I expect him to kind of get that victory. The game is the Blazers one. That's the one. So Denny Avia, all-star.
If he plays.
If he plays, all-star Denny Avia. We'll see if he plays. If he does not play,
if Denny doesn't play, that's a winnable game for the Bulls.
yeah,
it's a very winnable game.
It is a winnable game.
In the way that makes you squirm.
And yes, because if game, we'll see. I watched the Bulls get, we watched them get beat really bad by the Bucks because they got really hot from the 3-point line.
You're looking at this week, is it Bulls Blazers go?
I mean, it's both of these. I think these are like 2 of the biggest games of the year.
That one and the Bucks one?
And the Bucks one.
Okay.
And honestly, you could even throw the Hornets one in there too because Kobe White is listed as probable on the injury report to make his Hornets debut tomorrow in Chicago against the Bulls. So that would be a lot of fun to see him.
Get your montage ready.
And then, just 2
Will
games
White is going to be
that
active
have
on Twitter.
incredible implications for the Bulls in terms of their standings. The Bulls have done good work here the last couple of days, last couple of weeks really, to get below Milwaukee. But still tied in the win column, up 3 in the loss column.
Okay.
And you just want Milwaukee to like hang on to hope that they can make the play-in as long as they can, because that's what's going to give you time to separate yourself in the lottery odds. If you jump down to 10, your odds of if you fall down to 10 in the reverse order, your lottery odds go from 20.27, which is what they are now, to 13.8. So
to get a top 4.
To get a top 4 pick.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference. And every jump up that you make from this point on, if they can, and we'll talk about that, it becomes like exponentially higher odds that you're going to jump into the top 4. And this draft is just too good. And this Bulls team is just lacking talent in such a way that they really need that. So the Milwaukee game, I think, is huge, not only to separate themselves, but the Bucks already have the tiebreaker over them. So they're kind of in good position that way, but they just need to have as much space as possible to prevent Milwaukee from having a late, let's just pack it in and now we can beat you to the bottom. The Bulls cannot risk that, so that's a huge game. And then the Blazers, getting the 15th pick this year, which is probably what would happen if the Blazers are able to win their way out of the play-in, in this kind of a draft where there is 4 guys that are like potential stars and then another crop of guys below that are potential really good starters, the caliber of player that's going to be in the 15 range is potential starter. And that's like a huge win for, again, a team that really needs talent. So,
and a team that failed to, accumulate any additional first-round picks for this rebuild that they have false started 6 times now.
This is a pick that has been over the Blazers' head since they traded Derek Jones Jr. to the Bulls in 2021 so that they could get Larry Nance. That's how long this has been going on. And that was part of the Lowry Markkinen trade that sent Markkinen to Cleveland. So this has
Larry
been
Nance was a jump scare
a
for
long
Joey,
time coming.
Triggers down this
Trigger name. Like a trigger warning.
But if it doesn't convert this year, like the Jazz are going to be a lot better next year.
Yeah.
There's going to be more competition in the Western Conference. And if it doesn't convey by 2028, it turns into 1 second-round pick. So this would be a huge get for the Bulls if they can do that, and helping Portland stay on the trajectory that they're on while also helping yourself stay on your own trajectory. Yeah. I mean, we've joked about the Jim Boylan double loss games. These are 2 huge double loss games that they absolutely need to capitalize on.
How dare you?
They need to.
Gottlieb.
They said his name last night. Remember?
They did.
Yeah, and then you're like,
Almost tore the television off the wall.
Yeah,
because they were pointing out the fact that the Bulls' current losing streak was the longest one since the 1920 season.
The ball-headed menace.
Oh man,
good Lord,
dark days.
So we were there.
Yeah, we sure will.
We were there.
I think another big takeaway of comparing where the Bulls are now to where they were a year ago, because again, made a couple of trades, brought in the new pieces in the Levine trade, and then between like All-Star break, trade deadline, the Bulls lost a bunch of games and were, I think, at one point 13 or 14 games under 500.
Okay.
Then they finished the season 15-6.
They did.
And a lot of us said, why? Some of us said, that was fun. More of those W's, please. And then we watched
what are they
the same script play out. They go to the play-in tournament, they see Spo in the Heat, and they lose. Season over.
Really bad.
Thanks for coming.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
I think that, or I don't know about I hope that certain people within the walls of that organization see things differently this year compared to a year ago. There is no benefit.
They for sure do.
That's what
there is zero benefit to going on a late season winning streak. None. As ugly as a 12-game losing streak might be, if the Bulls lose their next 3 games, if they go winless in the entire month of February, shout out to you if you can pull it off, it's not a good look for your organization. It benefits your organization in May.
Yeah.
Unquestionably.
Yeah. Does that, what you've seen so far, with that, what the team that's out there now, give you any, credence to what you just stated, right?
I mean, I just saw somebody in the chat a minute ago saying, shout out to AK. This is like a masterful tank we got going. I don't know if you're giving him credit for it.
I'm not.
Because I don't think that they're doing much of this purposefully. He just sold low after holding on to his tradable assets, far too long. And this is the team that's the remainder of your long division of a handful of trades. This is the remainder, and it's pretty freaking ugly.
It's pretty incredible how he just lit the house on fire. It's just a brilliant job of
look at the blaze.
Yeah,
but they say the easy part is tearing it down, but that was not the easy part for this team.
No,
and that's another reason why even the Hornets game is such a big deal. Hornets are in 10th place. They cannot have any illusions about the fact that the play-in is a good thing. And losing these next 3 games, I mean, that would, I think, in a lot of ways, just shut off the water for that kind of a run. And I do think that they probably will win some games that they probably shouldn't. They've got the Wizards twice and the Memphis Grizzlies twice. They have some winnable games on their schedule, but the trajectory has to be down. I don't know how much lower they can get. We're going to talk about that next. But that just, I think that these next 3 games could kind of. I don't think you trade Kobe and Ayo and Vooch and Herter even.
Guilty in the chat. St. Louis wins, please. Masterful accidental tank, says Mike Elm. Jose Juarez in the chat saying, please lose the rest of this season. Big changes need to happen, including ownership. But we know that. He shared my rallying cry. We all know what it is.
Don't you want to see a win? Tonight's this year for the UK? No. No. All the L's.
Yes.
Until the
sponsors. Then we'll come back and wrap up the show with some more thoughts on these draft lottery standings. And with the top-selling Chevy dealers in the entire Midwest, they're able to keep their prices competitive, so you will get a great deal. Plus, that raised price promise lets you shop confidently, knowing that the price you see is the price you will pay. No hidden fees, no last-minute add-ons, none of that nonsense.
Nope.
That's raised price promise. Check it out. Don't miss out their auto show sales event going on all month long. All month for 0% financing for 72 months on all new Chevy models. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or at raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive.
That's crazy. Joey, see what time is it?
Game time.
Ready to go. Pass, shot, game. Game time, ladies and gentlemen. Zone deals. We love them. That's awesome. You can save even more with those zone deals when you go ahead and choose a section and let Game Time go ahead and do the selecting. Guess what else they got? Seat views. Matt and myself, we love them. Guess what else they got? That lowest price guarantee. Know what else they got? Mega Game Time ticket coverage. It comes with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. So take that guesswork out of buying those NBA tickets, and you do that with Game Time. You can download the Game Time app. You go ahead and create an account, and you can use that code CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase.
Terms apply. Terms apply.
Man, I said CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase.
Terms apply. Terms apply.
Hello, game time today. Because Matthew Peck. What time is it?
Game time, who?
Yeah.
CHGO Bulls rolling along for a little while longer here on Monday afternoon. Thanks for being here. Hit that like if you didn't do it during the ad break. Okay, y'all. Actually, quick, before we dive into draft lottery talk, just a reminder, in case you didn't see it on any of our earlier shows today, we got our freshest CHGO diehard membership sale going on right now in honor of the NFL Draft Combine going on. Sign up for that first year offer of the incredibly low price, $36 for the entire year, to get all of the perks and benefits of becoming a CHGO diehard. You get the free shirt of your choice when you sign up. You get 20% off that merch locker every single time thereafter that you shop. You get access to the Die Hard only Discord chat to everybody we're chatting with in there. And then, of course, the Die Hard's only great writing and reporting from our various credentialed reporters, like Will Gottlieb over here.
He's one.
And after it's the NFL draft season, you know what it'll be?
Tell me.
The NBA draft season.
Dang.
Want to be a diehard for that, too. Mm-hmm. Okay, so speaking of that NBA draft, here we go. Bulls, after last night's NBA action, coming into tonight,
okay,
9th in the draft lottery standings at 24-31. Bucks 24. I'm sorry, 24-34. Bucks are 24-31 in that 10th spot. Memphis and Dallas, I think, are the two teams above the Bulls in the lottery standings right now that could be reachable.
Okay.
I do not know, and I'd be happy to hear arguments from either of you gentlemen on if the Bulls can surpass any of Utah, Washington, New Orleans, Brooklyn, Indiana, Sacramento over the final 25 games of the season. I don't see how they do that. Those are, you know, when you're talking about teams that are some of those teams I just mentioned have shut down multiple players with season-ending injuries like within the last 72 hours.
Yeah, true.
Shout out to the Kings.
Yeah,
they shut down everybody.
Kings going for it. All
Utah
right.
just shut down Yusuf Nurkic for the rest of the season today.
Yeah,
because of a nose job or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Yo, man, I
shutting
don't
people
know.
down for elective surgeries.
Joey C, can I see that again, please? Can I see that graphic one more time, sir? Because I think.
Wait, can we take a look at the top 5 first? Do you have that?
Oh, okay, cool.
Just because I agree, it's going to be tough to.
Oh, but yeah, this is why. Yeah, you're not beating that.
12,
now, to answer
15,
that part
15,
of your question, Matt.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're not getting any of this because everything you just stated. Like people are taking off for cosmetic surgeries. So yes,
now,
it's over.
The one caveat I would make here.
Okay.
And I think it's exceedingly unlikely.
Okay.
Is number 4, New Orleans Pelicans.
New Orleans.
Tell us why.
They have won 16 games at 42 losses. Yes. But they owe their pick to the Hawks, regardless of where it lands.
No incentive to tank.
They don't have any incentive to tank right now.
Ah.
However, you're talking about them having to win 8 more games than the Bulls the rest of the way. That's going to be hard to do. So I don't think it's likely, but that is one team that I do think will rise. Now, the other thing to consider here is the Bulls have the Pelicans' second-round pick, so you could either look at it one of two ways. One, you want the Bulls to have a chance to jump them in the first round, but if that's true, that it means that the second-round pick that they have from the Pelicans is going to be that much worse. I still think that will be, top 40 for sure and probably top 36, 37. But I think we can all agree that the first-round pick is where you're going to get more value. So if it's possible that the Pelicans can rattle off some wins here because they're going to have no reason not to try, they're getting DeJounte Murray back, like maybe they really go for it here, that's a possibility. But 9 games with however many it is left, it's a tough ask.
They also played the Jazz twice.
Yeah.
2 times? Oh, man. Well, I mean, a high second-round pick is tradable. I'll say that also as well. So maybe they have something to play for in that sense. So, no, I don't think they're catching anyone there. I think Gold's point is dead on, though, about the Pelicans. They could, throw that monkey wrench in the plans. But the Bulls could catch the Mavs, I think. I think they could catch the Dallas Mavericks.
7.
Yeah.
I think the realistic goal is
I feel
the Bulls
that.
can get to 7.
Yeah, I feel
Dallas
that.
4 wins behind Chicago right now.
Yeah,
They
man.
do play the
Too much
Mavericks
Cooper,
once.
Too much Cooper flag and growth of him and just how good he is. Even though they're not trying to win, that talent right there is just talent.
It's a real talent.
And he's going to get a victory or 2 or 3 or 4 just based off of how he plays the game right there. So unless they're sitting him down, I think that there's no one on the Bulls better than Cooper Flag. So I think they can easily – well, I shouldn't say easily.
Well,
I think they can absolutely catch up to the Dallas Mavericks and move to that 7th.
And just really quick, the Mavericks' upcoming schedule, they play at Brooklyn, the Nets. They play Sacramento.
Come on.
They play the Grizzlies.
Come on.
And then they play yeah, that's it.
Okay.
For the next 3.
Those are the next 3. That's a tough one.
They have, I think, a bit of a
By tough, I mean easy.
a bit of a harder schedule in the Bulls. They play, if you just look at like the Tankathon remaining strength of schedule, their average remaining strength of schedule is 507. It's kind of on par with some of these other teams in their same zip code: Brooklyn, Memphis, Chicago, all within like a couple of percentage
Bulls are
points
504.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the question is like, will Cooper play? Because he's been out for a little while with a sprained foot, and they owe their future picks to various other teams from other trades. I think it really benefits them to try to get the best pick possible.
Sure.
And so I think they're going to be packing in. But that's the competitive nature of the tank race this year, is that these teams are just going to be going all out. You talked about the Jazz, Matt. I think the 2 that you could potentially climb above would be Memphis and Dallas. Memphis, the Bulls played twice down the stretch, so those are going to be huge games.
Huge games
for them. But I do think that getting much higher than that is, I mean, certainly I don't think they're going to catch the Jazz just because of how many games there are between them, and because the Jazz are also really incentivized to try to retain their top 8 protected pick.
Right.
But getting up to 7 would be tremendous for them in terms of the draft lottery odds. They would have a 32% chance at a top 4 pick. That's enormous.
Like Utah was not hiding their true intentions weeks, plural, before the All-Star break when it came to sitting their best players in the fourth quarters of winnable games.
Yeah.
For no reason other than, we don't want to win this game. And their coach basically said as much in a post-game press conference. So when you're talking about like any teams in this group of the bottom 10, the, heavy competition tankers, like Utah is a team that is going to more aggressively tank than the Bulls. I think they are one of several teams that will more aggressively tank than will the Bulls.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is it fair as a fan to wonder, don't you think that the magnifying glass is pretty heavily on the Utah Jazz the rest of the season, and they have to be really, really careful? Now, the unprecedented thing would be Adam Silver would be like, I'm so sick of this stuff. I'm just taking you out of the lottery. Right? Now, that's like...
Yeah,
that's
they can't do that,
I
though.
know, I understand that.
Yeah.
But anything underneath that, the Utah Jazz needs to be on their P's and Q's
because
the rest of the season, unless they want to have something really punitive happen to them.
Because both they and Washington owe their picks to another team if it falls outside the top 8.
Right.
So they have incentive, but like they're shutting. I mean, Jaren Jackson had a surgery on his knee. Nurkic is having they're just shutting guys down. I think that is the alternative to not playing guys in the fourth quarter. Oh, he's on a 20 minutes limit, but let's play all 20 minutes in the first half. I don't think that they can keep doing that. That's why they got fined. So now this is what they're turning to, which just is what it is. You can't like tell a team this guy is hurt, but he has to play, or he needs a surgery, and it benefits them to do it now so that this guy can be ready to go, because next year is more important. They're already out. So that's a challenge of trying to adjust these tanking rules on the fly, and why you certainly can't do it this year, because teams have already set course for themselves. It would just not be fair. But I think the key point that you just brought up, Matt, is that all these teams are going to be tanking as hard, if not harder, than the Bulls, with the exception of New Orleans. And so what you really want to do is, obviously try to out-tank them and get below them, but I think what's so key here is to not let other teams enter the race. And that's why this game against Milwaukee is so important. That's why this game against Charlotte is so important, because they're the 2 teams ahead of the Bulls in the Eastern Conference right now. And if they lose, that closes the gap, and it might encourage one of these teams to actually, you know what, let's just pack it in. And now you've got another team you're competing with, and that is what would be really scary. So I think
just made me really scared for these games this week.
That's what go do, baby.
I think
that's what go do.
But that's the gravity of the situation here, and it's why the Bulls have to be really careful with Anthony Simon's wrist, and why they have to be really careful with Jalen Smith's calf, and why they should be playing Rob Dillingham 30 minutes a night if they can.
Yuki.
You've got to balance these things, but like at the end of the day, the main thing is the main thing. And this is why I was saying last week, like, Giddey playing with these guys, like, it doesn't matter to me right now. Like, the losing is what matters.
Yeah, it matters.
This has to be like, this is the most egregious tankathon that we've ever seen.
Yes.
Probably in NBA history.
Yes.
You can't just half-ass it. You can't.
No,
It's true.
The competition is
Yeah,
stiff.
that's right.
Don't half-ass it. Play Patrick Williams full ass.
Full ass Patrick Williams.
Hell is empty,
Full
and
ass.
all the tankers are here.
And if they change
That
the
was my girl
rules,
Kelly over there.
if they change the rules, you're not gonna be able to do this next year. This is the last chance. You gotta tank.
You gotta do it. Take it, go.
How about some Locky minutes?
Oh,
Speaking of
come
that
on,
sound,
baby.
Speaking of that
Give
audio
me
drop.
all the Locky minutes.
Oh,
We
my
trade for
goodness.
Grady Dick now.
Oh, man.
Talk about tank commander.
Right now. Oh, my goodness. Salute.
Yeah, play Pat 38 minutes a night. Why,
Yeah,
why
let
the
him do
heck
his thing.
not?
Let him do his thing, baby. Get out there.
It's
8 assists.
Again, like the difference between the Bulls currently in ninth, having yes, you want a shot at the number one, of course. Who doesn't? Cooper Flagg, Wemby.
Yeah.
You want a shot at the number one. Even
Yeah,
a top four would be a humongous boon to this team and a roster so desperately lacking in top level talent right now. And the Bulls in ninth currently, just over 20% odds to cash in a top four pick. If they find a way to get to 8, that jumps to 26%. If they find a way to get to 7, it jumps to 32%.
Yeah. It's big, man.
Massive difference between 7th and 9th.
And then on top of that, it's how far could you potentially fall back? Like we all know.
Stop bringing that up, Goat. You're scaring me.
Let them scare you. Scare them, Goat. Scare them all.
I'm focused on the upside. You're focused on the backside. I don't like it.
The top four
gonna
guys in
lose.
this draft are game-changing, franchise-altering players that this team doesn't have and desperately needs and has needed for the last 10 years. We all know this.
Yes.
But also, there's the way the lottery works, there's no guarantee that even if they finish 9th, that they're not drafting 10th or 11th or 12th because teams can jump them. So the odds of moving up get higher the lower you get, but also the degree to which you can fall back in the lottery gets lower. There's a cap on that because you can only move back if 4 teams from behind you jump. And so that's why the number one worst team in the league last year and the last couple of years has drafted 5. But it's also why, I think in previous years, you could fall back and like now you're drafting at 12. I think there's like 8 or 9 or maybe 10 really good players in this draft. Whether that franchise like they need to collect these guys, and falling back just makes that even harder. So it's about giving yourself more ceiling, but also raising the floor a little bit.
I got you.
So that you can't screw this up as easily.
As easily. That's true. Once all the screwed up, look, guilty. It's no half-assing, guilty. It's got to be the full ass. So it's got to be. That's what it's got to be, my friend.
44.
That's it. Subject 44. Shout out to the Discord.
And the Bulls, just quickly here before we wrap up, I think coming out of the All-Star break, they had the 5th toughest strength of schedule, but they just played a lot of that on the front half or the front part of their post All-Star break. The Pistons and Knicks were both just in town. We lost to those teams. So their strength of schedule has softened a bit compared to what it was coming out of the All-Star break. But still, I mean, as Goat was saying, these games against these teams that are so near you, either above or below in the draft lottery standings, regardless of conference right now.
These are playoff games.
Yeah. Huge implications. Starting with
Massive.
The Hornets and maybe Kobe White tomorrow night.
That would be cool to see Kobe, man.
It would
if he
be.
plays. That would be cool to see him.
Speaking of which, we will be here for live pregame before tomorrow night's Bulls-Hornets action. 6:30 Central Time is when we'll tip off pregame before that 7 p.m. tip-off. Goat will be at the UC doing his job over there, the hard job. Make sure you're following him, Will_Gottlieb.
Do it.
Read his stuff, allchgo.com. Take advantage of that current NFL Draft Combine diehard sale going on now. Sign up to become a new diehard for just $36 for your first year membership. You can get all of Goat's great reporting for diehards only and all of that great NFL draft content and coverage that is around the corner. Big Day Bow, BAWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to our guy, King of Trolls, the one and only, Joey C. Check out CHGO Cubs. Baseball season's close, y'all.
It's on the way.
Follow him at Joey Sports Guy. We'll talk to y'all at 6:30 for pregame. Much love, Bulls Nation. Hit the like button if you haven't done it. On your way out, it's free. Talk to you tomorrow. See you, Red. Be good.
Love y'all, man. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.